I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What is going on, everyone? We are all live from our homes thanks to this coronavirus madness, this huge pandemic that we would have never foreseen, but we are here for you guys. But before I introduce myself, I would like to introduce my beautiful and talented panel. We have Div, who is a DJ. This is his first after show. Welcome to the family, Div.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited, man. Super excited.
We are excited to have you. And then we have the one and only Kelsey, who is a wine connoisseur, which I'm sure a lot of people would love you right now. They're like, you know what? I'm home. I got nothing else to do. Let me call up and see which type of reds I should be drinking with this type of meat.
Right. With this type of every day.
Every day. I love it, love it, love it. So we're here speaking about I Am Not Okay With This, which is a fascinating show. And the first episode gets you off to a pretty cool snippet of what's to come. But before we get into that, guys, tell me, Div, tell me your take on episode number 1.
Yeah, so it was obviously super short. I've never seen a show this interesting. It's sort of weird because you sort of see Sid. She's got this weird sort of, life in high school. She's obviously very lost and confused, but she's also like super funny, and she's not like super nerdy, but she's very likable. So it's very interesting. Like I've never honestly seen someone in terms of a character in a show before like this. I'm excited to see where this goes. Obviously, this first episode was just us kind of trying to understand the characters. We're meeting Stan, we're meeting Sid, we're meeting all the different people, but we don't really see where it's going. So I'm super excited. I think the show has a lot of potential. It was definitely really short, but I'm excited for episode 2.
And you, Kelsey?
I kind of felt like it was immediately relatable. I mean, like minus the whole superpower thing, right? But it's like you have these high schoolers who it's like this angsty sort of high school phase that we've all been through ourselves. So it, like Div said, it's a very short episode, but it already kind of gets you hooked. You want to see the next one. You want to see the one after that. So I really liked it. I'm also very excited, and I think it's a show that a lot of people are going to really end up falling in love with and being hooked on.
I agree with you. I agree with the both of you. Yes, it was extremely short. It was only like 20 minutes long. However, nowadays it's like a very short window to keep people locked into the TV unless you have like a profound like 3rd, 4th, 5th season show.
Right.
So yeah, it definitely was short. I was shocked to see 20 minutes. However, the first episode was pretty cool to actually you get to see Sid's superpowers, which I was quite shocked of, like the ability that she has to do certain things. So I thought it was a good start. So I have a few topics that I would love for us to speak about that I think that the fans would definitely want to hear more of. So basically the first topic for me is her noticing that she has her superpowers. So Div, when you first saw this, what was your initial thought?
Yeah, so it definitely caught me off guard because we see Sid, we meet her. She obviously seems like she's very sort of like lost and confused. And then we meet Dina, her friend, obviously, and she seems completely normal. And then we meet Dina's boyfriend. I think his name was Bradley Lewis. And he's obviously the jock character, kind of a weirdo, but obviously the cool kid. And then out of nowhere, we see her make Bradley's nosebleed at the diner. And that really caught me off guard. I was kind of like, it just came out like very unexpected for sure. So, yeah.
Kels?
I loved it. I was like, oh, this is going to be good. You immediately, I feel like what they do with Bradley and how they kind of just like portray these characters. You're like, oh, you hate that kid. Like he's such a little douche. Like he's,
he is a dude.
And so you want something to happen to him, and then something does, and you're like, oh, this is cool. This is interesting. And you don't know, like she doesn't really realize she did it, but she thinks she did it. And she's like, you hear all her internal thoughts. So I thought it was exciting. It's like, ooh, this is gonna be good.
How badly do you wish that you had that superpower, especially in high school, when you saw
Right?
all these douchey guys treating your best friends like dog,
Yeah.
and you were like, oh, if I had a superpower right now, I would totally make your nose bleed.
Mhm,
How
mhm.
bad did you wish that?
I know. It's like no words. She doesn't have to say anything. It's just like, and he gets a nosebleed.
She
You're like,
just
oh, that's
looked at it.
perfect.
She just gave the look.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you can tell she
It
really
was good.
doesn't like Bradley though, like at all. She's obviously kind of jealous of him for whatever reason. Uh,
Mm.
but honestly, like looking back at high school, if I could have made kids like toe stub or whatever, like I totally
Toe
I'm,
stub.
yeah.
So
You know
since
what?
we're on the high school kick, did you both play any sports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What sports? Div?
I was on the football team actually, but I was not the jock. I was like the complete opposite of Bradley.
How are you the
Okay.
opposite?
I was the nerd that never really got playing time. So, but they put me on because they felt bad. That was kind of
Rudy.
Sure.
And you, Kels?
I was a gymnast.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, we kind of were in our own world. But it was really cool. I loved it.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I now wish I have that power to some people that I come across where I could just like really get mad at them and I could just do something that could
Right?
not inflict too much pain, but
Just a
just to
little
be
bit.
like, you
Just
want
a
to know
little
what?
bit.
Just stick it to you a bit,
Yeah.
just for being a quote unquote douche, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it actually threw me off guard because when the nosebleed actually started, I just thought he was getting a nosebleed,
Same. Yeah.
right.
and I thought that was like, did he do blow before he came into the place? Like I didn't. I was like, wait a minute, what type of show is this? Like I'm so
Yeah.
confused. And then she spoke about it and then like said that that she did it, and
Yeah.
then she said, I realized that I can make people do things and blah blah blah. So yeah, it was pretty cool to see. It was interested to see how powerful her powers become as the season progresses. Because if you could just look at someone and you can make their nose bleed, I mean, that's
Right.
pretty powerful.
Pretty
I
powerful.
agree.
That is pretty powerful. Yeah. So the next topic that I would like to speak about is fast forward to when she's on the couch and she's with her mom. And this to me really, hit home. Not that my parents ever were like this, but just to feel, I felt for her. Like she basically sat on the couch and was just like, I think, maybe, no. So she basically makes a comment stating that when she loves people, it seems that the people that she loves doesn't really care for her. And then her mom's rebuttal to that was, maybe you're aiming too high, hon.
So mean.
People I don't know love me back. I'm like, so what do you think about, like, when you heard the mom say that, what was your initial feeling?
For me, that was like one of the main points I wrote down on this episode because I was just like, ooh, you already see the tension that she and her mom have. And it's like, okay, a little glimpse of her attempting to connect and be like, okay, I'm going to share this with you. I'm actually trying. And her mom just nothing. She doesn't even look at her. She keeps drinking her wine. She doesn't even like turn and acknowledge her. So you're just like, ooh, yeah, they hurt. I was like, I felt for her.
For sure. The other thing was when even earlier in the episode, like you could tell that there was some beef, so to speak, between her mom and her. But when her mom says that when she's holding the wine, I almost saw like this thing in her eyes where it was like almost like sinister, but I almost feel like she's going through some pain of like on her own, which is why she's acting like that. But it's sad to see, and obviously we'll get to what happens at the end. Her Sid's reaction to her mom's comment, but yeah, it's sad, but I'm curious to see how their relationship kind of like develops.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was actually in awe because I could never imagine, if I had a kid, I could never imagine me saying that to my kid, or just being in the same room. I grew up with a loving home. However, some of my friends, their parents weren't so loving, and I actually got to witness that firsthand through my friends actually being in the same room where my friends' parents would say certain things back, or one of my friends' moms would literally get into a fight with my friend.
Yeah.
It's just like, I know that didn't happen here. However, it's very hard to see a mother just brush off her daughter
Right.
after such a profound thing that you hear your daughter say.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of am thinking, like, is it just like, is the mom just really hurting from what happened to the husband? Is she just drinking her pain away? Does she just want to avoid it? I don't like, do you think that that's what's happening to the like mom, Div?
I think so. I think when she made that comment to Sid, I could definitely see like pain in her eyes. I think that's what it was. So I think obviously, and I mean the dad, like, I think he hung himself, right? That's what happened in the
Yeah,
basement, right? So I
yeah.
think that obviously took a big toll on her, and it was only
Kels?
I it was interesting because it's almost like you get mad at the mom, but like Div says, you can see that, and obviously they're both clearly hurting in their own different ways. It just like it hurt me a lot to see Sid actually try and open up to her and her just completely brush her off. And it's one of those things that it's like you wonder, and later in the later episodes it will probably unfold, but like what it will take for Sydney to actually get through to her mom or vice versa, because it's like, okay, you thought, wow, okay, good for you, Sid. You're gonna say something, your mom, you're gonna have a little moment, and it's like completely opposite. So you're just kind of left hanging there like, dang, and you want to be mad at the mom, but then you also want to be like empathetic. You're like, dang, you're going through something too. So I think that their relationship is going to be a really big one, obviously, in this show, and it's going to be really interesting to see like how it all unfolds.
I agree with you both. However,
Mhm.
I am not empathetic with the mother.
Really.
You're a parent, you're an adult. Like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Some shitty things happened. You have two kids. You're working 60 hours a week at the diner, barely making enough money to put food on the table and to pay the bills. However, and I am not I can't speak firsthand because I don't have kids, and have not gone through that as a parent. I have gone through losing a parent as a child, losing my dad. My mother was there for me 100 times more.
Yeah.
And she was a single mother, and she raised me all by herself. So it's
Mhm.
like, I get it. All three of them are going through things, especially the mom, because the mom has a lot of pressure on her because she
Mhm.
has to provide not only for herself but for her kids. However, when stuff like this happens, like, this is crunch time. So
Yeah.
you have to be there even more. There's no slack. Like, there's no slack that a parent has
Yeah.
at that age. I could see if maybe the kid is in college, then the kid is a little bit older and could fend for himself more because they're more experienced. But she's in high school, and
Mm.
her younger brother is in high school too. So you basically have two high school kids who need their mom. So it's just, for me, I'm not okay with it. Uh,
It's a little
I
heartbreaking. Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. Like,
Yeah.
it really is. And I can't imagine, I just can't imagine that happening. And thank God it's never happened to me from my mom. I mean, I've even had like friends' parents bring me in as their own kids.
Right.
So yeah, that was a little bit of a, a turn off to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
No, I
no
agree.
empathy for me. She has to stick with
She's
it.
gonna be a better mom. I agree.
She has to be a better mom. You be a better mom, mom.
Well, it's like clearly Sid's also going through something. It's like clearly they are already butting heads, and she's so angsty, and it's like, you're not adding to this, mother. Come on,
No.
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
I
wanna-
was just gonna say they need to come together. I think at this time, like Liam's, her little brother's obviously like
Yeah.
super young. I think they need to come together and be like, how can we like improve our family situation, not argue and make it worse.
Mm.
So
Of course.
yeah.
Yeah. So before I get into the next topic, I just wanted to say to all of our fans that we want to thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV talk. And without you, there would be no us. So we just want to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for watching. Thank you for being fans. Thank you for rating us 5 stars, 5 likes, 20 likes, commenting, sharing, all of the above. We love you. Thank you. Please continue. I know times are tough now with this whole pandemic thing that is happening. However, we love doing this for you, that we're doing this from our own home. So that's how we show you how we love you and thank you. So thank you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to us on our podcast, YouTube, rate, comment, share, all of the above. And we're going to keep pumping out content because we love you. So, yeah.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. The heart. Yeah, the heart. Yeah. Shit. Okay. So let's get to, so before I get into that next topic, is it just me or does it seem that like the first episode, puberty seems to be blossoming with all the characters, with everything? Like
Totally.
I thought that was, to me, that was like not the genre, but like the road that the theme that like a lot of things were going to take. Like when certain events were to happen, it just seemed like puberty was just unfolding more.
Yeah.
Was that just me?
I think it's because all the characters are young, right? Like
Yeah.
Stanley, I don't actually know how old they are. I think they're like 16, 17 probably, but they're all definitely in that awkward like phase. Like Stanley's a very interesting character. He's kind of like
I love
dorky,
him.
I guess. I love him.
He's so funny.
My favorite character for sure.
He's so funny.
No, I agree. It's like so angsty. Like you're watching, you're just like, oh my gosh. And I feel like it's rare, or not rare, but we don't often see actual high school kids playing high school kids these days. And I feel like they're close, if not around that same age. And you're just like, oh my gosh, you're going through it. And I love it. I totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, damn, thank God puberty years for me are done. I'm so happy I grew out of the growing pains, man, because did I have a lot of pain?
Yeah, I think we've all gone through our trials and tribulations.
Ooh, yeah. It even makes a comment early on about Dina where she's like, oh, like Dina grew into her boobs and now everyone's looking at her and you're just like, oh my God, yup. Like I remember you'd come back after summer and be like, who is that?
I think she said Dina's boobs finally fell.
Yeah. You're right.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I think it was during the bloody nose scene.
Might have been. Yeah.
I think she was like speaking to herself in her head, which I thought was hilarious.
So good.
Yeah. So let's speak about this superpower of hers, Sydney's powerful superpowers. It seems to be progressing as the episode is progressing on, and we're getting into episode number 2. It seems to be that she's gaining, like, she's noticing that everything she does, if she has a feeling to it, and if that feeling happens to be sort of like her being mad, it's like a profound thing. Like I feel like her superpowers are growing with every feeling that she has. Like where she took the rock and she threw it at the sign,
right?
And like the sign just flew back. like I was just like, whoa, like that. I mean, she couldn't even believe it. She was her like mind was blown. So where do you, I guess, what do you feel? Do you feel like she has full control over her powers?
Absolutely not.
No.
We both shook our heads like no. Like at the end of the episode when I think she makes the wall crack,
Yeah.
that's what happened. I think she thought it was maybe something else that made it like crack. So I definitely don't think she has full control of it. But I think right now this episode was definitely just her recognizing that she has it, and now she's starting to kind of understand it just a little bit, but not yet. So.
I agree. It's almost like she has these like little minor panic attacks, right? Like at the diner, she's pissed at Brad. They're calling each other babe. She's so annoyed. And then the wall cracks after she makes that comment to her mom, and her mom doesn't say anything. So yeah, I mean, you as the audience start to realize, oh, okay, she kind of spirals and then something happens. And I think that she's starting to realize, okay, crap, like am I doing this? Like, I think I'm doing this. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you both. I feel like she in this episode does not have full control over how she feels. Obviously, she's a teenager, so she's going through all of these like feelings, but then things are happening as she's feeling, which she doesn't have any control over at all. Now, so do you think that, I guess this is a prediction, but not really. Do you think that the mom will ever find that huge crack in the wall? If
Probably,
I found that and I was a parent, I'd be so pissed.
She moves her dresser in front of it.
She put the dresser in front of it.
Yeah.
But like, so I wasn't the perfect kid, but I was a very good kid. And I love playing games, and Xbox specifically. And I used to play Madden online. And these kids online used to always cheat. And they used to always make the connection lag. And I used to get so mad where I would physically punch a hole in the wall.
Oh my God.
But hide it with my dresser or patch it up.
So you resonated with that.
I was like, I totally get it. I just hope her parent doesn't find out, because if they do, they're not going to be happy about it.
I wonder if she could use her superpowers to put the wall like back together.
Like, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
But it almost seems like that thing, like bad things happen, you know, when like she gets pissed. So I wonder, it's a good point. Like, I wonder if she'll grow into it and be able to actually like make things happen that she actually wants to happen, you know? Like, oh, okay, I can put the wall back together.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really, yeah, because it's like all the things that's happening now, it's like she's causing harm on things. Like she's destroying things instead of like repairing things.
But I don't see it. I don't see it going in a positive direction. Like the first scene in the entire episode, it was like her walking with like, I think it was blood.
Blood.
And then like she's like, "Dear diary, go fuck yourself," which I thought was a brilliant way to start the show.
It's so good.
Yeah, I don't think her power is going to be going in a positive direction. Like it seems like it's her downfall. You know,
it's a lot of foreshadowing. Yeah, that intro scene, you're like, ooh,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, then let's get into predictions. So, what do you think? Episode number 2. How do you think that's going to pan out?
Ooh, Kelsey, go first.
Who, you want me to go? I just think we're going to learn more about these characters. Like, I'm already obsessed with Stan. Like, obsessed. I mean, you meet Stan, right? It's like, obsessed with him. You meet him and he's not wearing shoes and he's like this quirky little, oh, I love him. So I think that you're going to see his character develop and his relationship with Sid develop. And I think it's going to be in a positive way. I'm hoping for, because he seems like he's kind of this positive light in her world, where she doesn't really have a lot of it right now. And I think you're just going to see her powers develop as well, and see how she handles it and what she does with it. What else she makes happen.
Yeah,
for sure. I think I'm honestly a bit confused because when her and Dina and Bradley were sitting at I think it was a coffee shop or whatever, you could tell that there was a little bit of jealousy there with Bradley and Dina. But then again, you kind of see this relationship building with Stanley and Sid. So it's like, I'm almost wondering where, why she's jealous about it's weird.
Because she loves her. She loves her because she's her best friend, but I know. I'm right there with you. I kind of was like, ooh, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of obvious though on that
yeah.
scene. How she looks at her. She's like, damn it. Damn it.
Yeah.
But I don't think she knows that. But anyways, we'll see.
She's confused why she gets so passionate about it. Yeah.
I can see that.
Exciting.
I could totally see that. I guess my prediction would be for episode 2 is to see. I think Sydney and Stanley will be a little bit more fond of. Sydney will be a little bit more fond of Stanley. I think she'll give Stanley a shot at least being her friend, because Sydney seems a little bit closed off. So I'm predicting that Sydney gives Stanley a healthy shot.
A healthy shot.
A healthy shot. Yeah.
I hope so.
All right. Well, thank you both for. I mean, you guys did great on your first episode, your first after show. Look, you guys look like seasoned vets, FYI. I've been doing this for a year, and you guys are doing a great job. So I just wanted to say thank you both, and please tell the fans where they could find you on your social platforms.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you. My Instagram is Kelsmeyer2 because 1 was taken. So lame. But Kelsmeyer2, follow me there. My Twitter, I think my Twitter is Kels_Meyer. I should check that. But definitely Instagram. Follow me.
TikTok, I'm big.
Oh,
right now it's at Davij Vaswani. I know it's
how big?
Like 60,000, nothing crazy.
Hey!
Oh wow!
I learned my first dance the other day. It was really hard.
Just don't do the renegade dance, because that thing. If I hear that song one more time, I'm gonna go nuts.
Or the
yeah. Okay.
And I'm Ricky, and I have no idea how to use TikTok.
Yeah, Deb, can you teach us?
Do a dance. We'll do a dance at the end of the next.
Okay, great.
Yes.
You can find me at Ricky Vitucci on all social media platforms. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And until next time, my friends, stay classy.
Peace.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.